Hello and welcome back. I thought I'd show you today a few plants that I have been collecting around my home. This is my range of Syngoniums. They're all relatively small plants because they're cuttings I've just been collecting. These are not expensive plants and they're just some of the foliage I enjoy when my orchids are not in bloom. It seems that some are vining and some are not. Some of these I have purchased and some I've been lucky enough to acquire cuttings from friends or colleagues. Now I'll start with my first one. This Syngonium I was given a piece of from a friend, and the white on the leaves is beautiful. I have done some research and noticed there is one called Snow White, and I'm unsure if it's that one. You'll see the front leaf is predominantly more green. It's thrown out a big vine, but these ones, they're just divine. They look stunning in the house. Now it's scrambling with growth at the moment. You'll see that leaf there, that one's actually just got green edging around it. So there is variation in the foliage on this plant, and it's very striking. I have chopped and propped a couple of pieces in the pot to try and fill this out more. So it's getting there, considering I haven't had it that long. I'm quite pleased with the way it's progressing. Just in a normal potting mix with, what's that one, got a little bit of fir bark in it. Now, this pink bit at the back I was given to by the same friend. It only had a couple of leaves and everything on it was pink. Now you'll see I've got a bigger leaf there and there's a new one emerging. So there was no green leaves at all. That's why I've popped it in the back of this pot. It's receiving some shade or protection from too much sun there or too much direct light, and it seems to be doing really well. Anyway, the foliage is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, in my Australian humid summer, you can see what's going on here. I have roots going everywhere. So these guys are easy to chop and prop. I tend to cut through the center, and sometimes I will pop them into some water to establish more roots, like water propagation, or I'll just dip them in some cinnamon, let that dry out for a little bit, and then put them straight into the soil. All in all, very nice plant to have in your house. Now the next cutting, or next plant that I've got was a cutting. It's doing well, but I'm not quite sure what direction it's taking yet. This is called Syngonium batik. Now I got a small piece, really love the leaves on this. Popped it in this pot and it's just growing like crazy. Gorgeous veination on the leaves. And again, variation in colour. You've got darker ones and lighter ones as well. You'll see I have some roots going down into the pot from the base of the plant there. And currently all I've got is a very lightweight stick there supporting it. So I need to give this some attention soon. It's very much keeping growing up. That's the vibe it's giving me. And you'll see there's a node there with more roots coming out. So I'm just deciding what to do, whether I chop and prop that or I put it on a little pole and see where we go to from there. So it is looking a little bit leggy and gangly, but I'm happy because it's growing well. And yeah, I'm going to see what happens with that one in the future. Now this little guy, interesting story. I'm walking through a large nursery, rescue counter, and there's a piece of this sitting there for like $2. And what caught my eye was the gorgeous lobes on the leaves. So I brought this home and it's gone crazy. I call it Dumbo because I don't know what it is. And if you do know, please leave a note for me in the comments. But it's just so attractive. This one doesn't have as bigger lobes, but it's got some lovely lighter green markings on the leaf. Again, it's a scrambler. So what I've done is I have chopped and propped and put some bits back in the pot, and hopefully to fill that out a bit more and make a bigger pot. the new cuttings I've been putting in are doing the same thing. They're going crazy, so it's interesting. Now the more mature leaves seem to be this darker colour, and you'll see, I'll show you the lighter leaves here, the new growth. They're considerably lighter, but my experience is that they tend to darken up when they mature and harden off. Anyway, I think he's really cute. He's crazy and unruly, and Dumbo's been happy. So for $2, I'm glad I brought him home. Now my next plant, you've probably noticed that, has been suffering from neglect, and boom, I have yellowing on the leaf. I forgot to water this. I pulled it out and it was bone dry. This is my Syngonium Chia Pens, and I now have yellowing on the leaf because I totally neglected watering this plant. And you'll see the new leaf there has a little bit of a crinkle or something. I think that's a result of my lack of watering also. Now this plant is not, I don't find this as unruly grower as the other Syngoniums. The leaves are quite thick and leathery, and they have like this really light green hue to the background. It's an absolutely stunning leaf. What I might do is I'll put a photo further in this video so you can get a better idea of that. Very nice plant. Sadly, the damage is on my two biggest leaves, which I'm not very happy about, but that's my fault. I've just got it sitting on a bit of trellis here for support, and I will have to do something to secure that off because I don't like them wobbling around, maybe disturbing the roots. It's a gorgeous plant. I love it. It has looked better, and now I have learnt from this experience that I will keep an eye on it and not let that happen again. Now the next plant seems to catch the eye of all my guests when I have visitors to my house. It's Syngonium Three Kings. Now I only spent $10 or $15 on this piece from, I think, Marketplace on Facebook, and what's intriguing about this plant is every leaf is different. So I've got it in a spot in my house that I walk past all the time because it grows quite rapidly, and I just love to see what's going on. You get some light green, you get some white, you get gorgeous light green veins on dark green leaves, and it's a really exciting plant to own. I'm finding it very, very rewarding. Now this has also got some roots coming from nodes. I'm just debating here what to do with it. I'm thinking again, big full pot, because given the leaves are also different and have stunning colour, I think this would look divine being a really big full pot of this plant. Anyway, it's a new acquisition, it's doing well, and we'll see how that one goes. So my next plant, my piece de resistance, is my Syngonium macrophyllum. Now I love this plant. It's got massive leaves. It just doesn't look like a Syngonium to me. It's just beautiful. And it just goes to show you don't have to have a lot of colour on a leaf for it to be stunning. So the largest leaf there is as big as my hand, and it's leathery. It's just stunning, absolutely stunning. Now I bought this again from a grower. I think it was only like $10 or something. And he has it in a pebbly mix, like a hydroponic mix, I think you'd call that. Not something I normally grow in. I've left it in there because it's doing well. You'll see another node there getting some more roots. I'll show you because I've just watered this. I haven't drained it off yet, so it's going to be a bit damp, but I'll show you the pot. And he had the stake securely fixed to the side of the pot to hold this up. So I've got to do something with it, and given it's sizing up so much with new growth, I'm thinking a pole, putting it against a pole and just see how big I can get these leaves. It'd be quite interesting to see how we go. But again, I am baffled to know that's a Syngonium, and I love it, and it's definitely in my top 2, that one. Now my last plant, which is certainly, I'll call it number 1. This is a Syngonium Panda. I bought this from Marketplace again for a few, I think about $10 or $15. And this year it's gone crazy. So it's probably standing about 45 centimeters above the pot now, and I've got to do something with this as well. You get large chunks of this beautiful coloring on the leaf. Then what I'm finding is the next leaf tends to be more speckled and has less of the sectoral color. And then the third leaf will be almost just a very, very light speckling. And then we start the process again. That's what's happening for me at the moment. It's really interesting. So it's like the Syngonium Three Kings. Every leaf is different. So that's what makes it pretty exciting. Now you'll see the back here, I've got that trellis there, and I've got 2 stakes in there just to try and secure that because it's recently gone crazy. I'm thinking a pole again for this because I'd like to see what this plant has in it. And yeah, it's wobbling around a bit at the moment, so I have to do something fairly soon. The other thing that does interest me is if I do put on the pole some of the new growth, you'll see here the leaves, that's one of those ones with very light speckling, but they're almost the size of my hand, so they're getting really big. So I think, oh, look at my new leaf I meant to show you. Look at that. You can see, I think, again, we had the light speckling, and the next one's going to have a big chunk, I think, of colour. So interesting to see that one come out. So as you can see, these are quite entertaining plants to have in the home, even when you haven't got flowers on some of your more prized orchids or other plants you may own. The leaves are beautiful, and they just give a very nice relaxed vibe around your house. So you don't have to break the bank to have some beautiful foliage plants in your home. These are easy and fun to grow and very entertaining. Now I will show you that Chia Pence. The leaf is beautiful. You'll see that light green hue in there. It's a stunning, stunning leaf. I'd love to know if that's Snow White. Please do let me know. Patchy Panda is just gorgeous. And I do have a soft spot for Dumbo. Thanks for watching. Happy growing and keep smiling.